Ladies and gentlemen, I know how we all wait for weekends, and we actually live during the weekend, most of us at least. And you have come to spend your time at this event, and it's my honor. I thank every one of you, every one of you sincerely, because but for you all, this event is nothing. I think Nirmala of NLB, the volunteers and everyone, you must be wondering why I'm starting off with the thank yous. Because I know about myself. I get carried away. Towards the end, I end off without registering how grateful I feel. So, thank you everyone. All of those friends who came during the day, those who couldn't come, those who are working with me. 20 months, 20 months of paintings, these are. Coming January of the year, I complete 24 months, plus 2 years. Very interesting how 20 months can bring about an attention and visibility that I could manage to it's interesting. It's evidence that our world is becoming more and more visual. Okay, coming to the topic, evolution of art or painting in Asia. So much can be said in this topic. So much. I know you all will agree. But yet, I chose this topic because it can be generic. For example, for a starter like me, this is my first ever exhibition, although it's a solo. I thought, let's explore. Is a generic view of Asian painting, the evolution of painting. Historians say that symbolic depictions, started off in Ice Age, which is about 100,000 years ago. This is one school of thought, of course, but depictions have been there even before that. It's proven that in Africa, cave paintings, such depictions, carvings have existed. Coming to East or the Asian painting, the oldest of East is the Mesopotamian painting, which is about the same time as the Ice Age. It's very interesting when we see that Eastern painting, evolution of the Eastern painting was in parallel with the Western painting. Perhaps a century or two earlier than the West. Most of the times, religion played a big role in the evolution of Eastern paintings. We all know Buddhism and Hinduism were the primary change makers in East Asia. The Pala painting, I don't know how many of you have heard of Pala painting. It was flourishing during maybe 11th and 12th centuries. Yes. In the area of the present modern Bihar and Bengal, where Buddhism originated, This painting ceased to exist with the Mughal conquests towards the end of 12th century. And this one was preserved in Nepal, from where it spread to Tibet, some parts of Myanmar, Sri Lanka and all. The speciality of this painting is they draw red or black line drawings, line sketches, within which flat colors of blue or green or, those are filled. And of course, some tinge of white will be there. This mostly was depictions of Buddha divinity, Buddhism, incidents of Buddhism. It was painted in palm leaves of about 2.25 inches to 3 inches. They were, tied with a thread and placed in a wooden chest. Even the wooden chest was painted with a color. Travelers, I suppose, of course, you all must be knowing also, travelers and pilgrims played a big role in exchange of cultures from region to region. With Buddhism, with art also, the Pala painting reached far and even till Cambodia. For example, before Buddhism, it was always Hinduism that played a big role in the culture and heritage and art of Cambodia. after Buddhism, um, the East Asia or Southeast Asia, they had more of Buddhism. Every time of history, the painters or the artists, they had their own favorite pigments. Most of the times, they had natural pigments from flowers, essence of flowers or fruits, leaves and such. And archaeologists or historians, they could find out from the pigment, they can trace back to where the art is from, or the artifact belonged to which era, which region. They could do that. Similar to the modern carbon dating that we use to find out geological, items, the age of the. So, and there was one point of time, very much contrary to the modern day beliefs, You use directly from the palette without mixing, that is unprofessional. So why it was considered unprofessional to mix colors was probably because the knowledge of pigments, the knowledge of the canvas was yet to be evolved. It was not yet as evolved as it is today. And personally, I think art is to some extent to do with our life and emotions to a greater extent. Depends on the artist himself or herself. I was about 7 or 8 years old when one of our neighbors, they shifted house. The movers, they moved one of the cupboards, The lady of the house started crying, broke down with so much of tears seeing the wall behind. The wall had scribblings of her child, the child who was, she lost the child 2 years back. When the child was about 3 years old, scribblings. Those scribblings for others' eyes, for us to be cute. But for the parents, both of them stood crying and crying. For them, it brought about memories, brought about so much of sorrow. When the child probably was living, those days maybe they celebrated those scribblings, but now those are memories of the sadness. They left the house with all heavy hearts, but that incident stayed with me. It brought in me so many different understandings of life or art or any depictions that really can carry in them the emotions and things. Religion really played an important role in the evolution of Eastern paintings. When we all go to temples, be it Chinese temples or Hindu temples, I'm sure most of you also have that. We all tend to focus more on the carvings, murals and colors and sculptures. Recently I have noticed that I'm doing that more. I go to temple only for that. I have so many points. I don't know which one to touch on. Coming to, In India, the first person to introduce the Western techniques and perspectives was Basavan. How many of you know, I don't know, 16th century BC, AD. He introduced Western techniques. And then onwards, the art form changed. Night painting is one area which is a very good example of how travelers changed the culture of painting. Night, depicting night. As in Chinese painting, mostly it is either with poetry or calligraphy or one painting showing night or a story of a scroll with lots of paintings and such. They always had the gloominess of the night with a small light at a distance showing some hope, This is one way of their painting, night painting. They used most of the time wood to create a dark background. They don't use silk because it has luminous, because they want a gloomy black. Most of the Chinese paintings are categorized into four, One is religious symbols. The other one is divine and immortal beings. The third one is nature, symbols of nature. The fourth is the inanimate objects. If it is a cat with large eyes, yellow eyes or large eyes, that means it's night. And if it is a moon, full moon or waning moon, it means not just night. Also, if it is a scroll with a story in it, then they mean it is obviously a month. They follow the lunar calendar, obviously. They mean it as a month. So the Chinese painting also had so much of Buddhism in it. From Tibet, it carried to China, and it influenced the painting styles of China. And it's very interesting. Another one interesting thing I found out is Ukiyo-e Japanese painting has influenced Parisian painting, Paris. How could that happen? Especially if around 6 centuries back, through travelers. So, evolution of painting in any region, especially in East Asia and Asia, is more because of the travelers. They took with them paintings, artifacts, so many things that ended up as sharing of culture, sharing of paintings. Many people have been asking me, have you changed profession? You've been writing, why suddenly painting? So have you stopped writing? No, I've not stopped writing. I want to end off this with this note that I have not stopped writing. Writing is as important to me as painting now. And my short story collection in English is going to be published anytime. It's with a publisher, and novel in English is in the process of making. So I think I will wrap up and we can talk. I'm sure you all have so much to share also. Let's all interact. Thank you.
Thank you for the lovely talk, Jayanthi.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to listen to you. I'm personally intrigued to know what really what in specific inspired you to not shift from writing to art, like to start doing art, whereas you had been writing. So was there any specific incident or some happening, or what was the reason that you started?
Aruna, thank you for asking that question, Aruna.
It's just my personal curiosity.
And Aruna herself is a painter. She paints she used to paint in oils. Well, I'm not going to answer this question. You know why, Aruna? Because that's the essence of the next talk.
Oh.
The nucleus of the talk. The next talk. So I better not answer now. You're going to be here, no? Yeah. So let's go to the next question. If there is any.
Next question. Any question? She wants to ask in Tamil. I will interpret, okay?
அவங்க சொன்னாங்க வந்து அந்த எழுத்தாளராகவும் இருக்காங்க, அவங்க வரைகிறதுலும் அவங்களால முடியும். ஸோ அப்படி பார்க்கும்போது எதில் வந்து உங்களுடைய கற்பனை திறனை நிறைய அதில் உள்புகுத்த முடியுது? வரைகிறதுலையா அல்லது எழுதுறதுலையா உங்களுடைய கற்பனை, உங்களோட சிந்தனை வந்து நிறைய எதில் வெளிக்காட்ட முடியுதுன்னு கொஞ்சம் சொல்லுங்கள். ஏன்னா ரெண்டுமே கற்பனையும் அடிப்படையானது, சிந்தனை அடிப்படையானது. ஸோ எதில் உங்களால் அதிகமாக வெளிக்காட்ட முடியும்?
Okay, you can understand when I talk in English, answer in English, isn't
Yes,
it?
correct.
Right. Okay, for the sake of others, I'm going to. Yeah. She's asking me, you've been writing for long and now you're painting. Which medium is more expressive for you? Which is, am I right? Yes. Yeah, that's what she's asking me. If writing is an art of words, then art is a writing of colors. Can we say that? I'm sure. Isn't it? I've been writing for more than 20 years and I'm painting only for 20 months. But I feel I've been painting for 20 years. I feel so. Probably because I spend so much of time in it. Also because I'm so very passionate about it. Maybe because of that. Because such indulgence will not know about time. It's more of my mind time. Probably the 20 years is giving me such an experience of 20 years. That is one part of it. You asked which one is more expressive or easy for me to express, something like that? Well, for me both are same. But for the person who's receiving, for example, when I write for the writers, I mean readers. So readers are receiving in the receiving end, and when I paint, it's the viewers who view, right? So I think what I express is same painting is interpreted by 10 people in 10 different ways. One short story is interpreted by 10 different people in 10 different ways. For me, it's the same. In fact, if you really insist in knowing which one is more dear to my heart, I would say writing. If you force me to tell, writing. Between writing and reading. Because I believe, for example, I just told you, in 20 months, the visibility and the attention that I got is as much as 20 years of my writing. What is happening here? people are becoming more and more visual. We are always in front of a screen, small or big, right? So it's more to do with how we get, what we get out of expression. Both are same. I like writing and reading because it's more of exercise for my brain. And if I want more, if you ask me, you want more viewers of paintings or readers, then I will want more readers. Why? Because I think reading is definitely more superior to one's own evolution as a human being. And for example, writing and reading helped me personally to evolve as a person. Now also painting is helping me. But in reading and writing, they're all in text form. So our brain is tapping out the best out of ourselves. So we are exercising our brain more scope for imagination and interpretations and things. Whereas this is visual. Of course we are interpreting. Of course we differ, two of us will differ in interpretation. Still, it's there visually. It's making our brain a little lazy. We're all becoming lazier by becoming visual people. Actually, that's the truth. So I hope I answered your question. Did I answer your question? Thank you. It's too long an answer.
Any other questions? Any others?
I started off with pencil like a child. 2017, middle of January. So since then, about 2 to 3 weeks, I was only into pencils. I was learning myself. And in 3 weeks, I was into charcoals. I liked charcoals. Charcoals on white paper and white charcoal on black paper. That's very attractive. I have a few in those files. You all can see the file on the table here. And those are very interesting. And in 2 to 3 months I came to colors. And most of the time, till now, and also in the future, I think that's my favorite, is watercolor. Runa knows, but she's asking that question so that everybody can know what's going on with my preferences in medium. So watercolor is my forte. I love watercolor. It's very friendly to me. Watercolor gives me joy. Acrylics, I have done some acrylics, but although the results weren't bad, but it didn't give me the joy that watercolor gave me. I'm yet to try oils, which Aruna has kindly agreed to show me how to start. And of course, she has told me to show her watercolor. And another area that I didn't touch so far is the portrait. Human portraits. Human portraits I have not touched. Oils I have not touched. These two areas are waiting for me to enter, which I will be doing soon. Did I answer the question, Aruna? Yeah. Watercolor, mainly.
And they are very, actually they are the most environment friendly, to say. So it's
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
That's environment friendly is one. The other one, you were the one who told me. I'm going to repeat what you told me. Oil paintings, it seems, is a little toxic. I don't know how. I mean, she says it is proven. But that's not going to stop me from trying it, of course. I don't know if I'll be hooked to it like I'm hooked to watercolor. Hope I'm not going to get hooked to oils. Let's see what happens, what the future holds. Yeah.
What is the source of your visualization?
Okay.
Is it photos or
Okay.
some scenes what you've seen physically
Yeah.
or your own imagination?
No, I must. Most of the time, they are photographs as of now. I'm in the learning stage, I would say. Today is my kindergarten graduation. I'm going into primary school. I hope to do very well in the primary school also. Having said that, photographs are my inspirations most of the time. And some paintings, a few, for example, if it's a peacock, several peacocks I've seen, or I would go search for how they've done. And when I do, I've noticed they don't resemble any of them. So such a thing also happened. And I've done a few landscapes on the spot. Like sketching alone, I will go do and come back home and do some first level of doing and go back to the place. I've done a few, not many. So I have yet to grow. I'm sure I'm growing, and it will be soon live. Like she's sitting and she asked me a question, and maybe I'll be able to paint her, which will happen in a few years, I suppose. And yes, I have a lot to learn and grow. Yeah.
Are these photographs taken by you?
Friends share. Friends, since I'm drawing, friends very affectionately, they send photographs of pets, their own pets or their neighbors' pets, or some landscape they have taken photos. Try this, Jayanthi, they will say. Now, I have a folder as models. I keep those photographs and I revisit them often. And if it's landscape that my heart is telling, then I'll go and look for good light. Sometimes I get from the folder, but sometimes I don't. And I'll wait, or I just wear my walking shoe and go to the Chestnut Park there, the Chestnut Nature Reserve there in our area, Punjab. Very nice. I hope they don't bring some concrete there. So beautiful, the forest landscape. Very nice. Just walking around is enough, and that's how I got there's so much fondness for trees. I love trees, all kinds of trees. You might have noticed I've done many trees. Trees. I love trees. So the photographs I get from various sources. People are sending me animals, this, that, try this, that. Nice.
You said when you're writing, your mind is working very hard.
Yes.
But when you're drawing, when you visualize, the mind is a bit lazy. So you mean to say when you're drawing, you're not putting on the same effort as you're writing?
It's not the case, Chandrika. It's okay. Multimedia or visual media. Let's go back to that one. What it is doing to our brain? Multimedia. Let's go first to multimedia. Multimedia. Most of the time it's visual and the audio. So two of them. So it's a TV, soap serial, or a feature film, something. So we see and we also hear. So two of the five senses are readily spoon-fed to us, to our brain. Okay, first. But if it is a text, okay, let's go to this next. This is a visual, just one of the five senses of ours. It is spoon-fed, almost. Not that. I won't deny that the fact that we are capable of interpreting what is happening there. Is there life there? Is it just lifeless? Or how the artist must have felt during the process? Those things, of course, we will be able to interpret or think that those are there. But visually, it's really given to us ready. Whereas in text are words. It has, of course, we see the text. Don't tell me, don't ask me the question. Are we not seeing the text? Of course, we are seeing the text. But text is to do with our own exposure, prior exposure, experience, prior reading experience. Those all form our understanding of a text or language. So, one paragraph of one description we read. I will read, I will imagine the scene. The same paragraph, Chandrika is going to read. She will imagine the scene. I'm very, very sure those two are different. That's where our own creativity in reading comes. That's where our own experiences help us come to that kind of a reading, that kind of an imagination. It varies. Not as this one of course it varies when we see a painting, but not as much as the other one. That's why I say the brain has more to do with text, in text, rather than visual. It's not about, I don't use my brain while right. No, I use more, but I don't use here, or less here. No, I don't think so. Of course, this is very important. For example, even take a petal, just a petal, which I'm going to show later on. I thought there will be many children, they don't. A petal, for example, just a petal when I have to see where the light falls or where the shadow falls. Of course, I'm thinking if I were to do different from the photograph, let me try a different, say hibiscus. Let me translate it to yellow hibiscus. Of course, I'll be thinking if it is a yellow hibiscus, how the light will show, and all this we are going to interpret. But text is different. Text gives us far more scope for imagination. Far more scope. In poetry, it's all the more. Poetry is all the more. Even compared to prose. So it's not about less thinking and more thinking. It's not about less thinking, marginally less, or if I can say that. But personally, I think text is more.
It's like painting with words.
Painting in words. Like.
I'm saying writing is like painting with words.
Yes, painting with words. These are writings with colors. Yeah.
I'm an IT engineer, so I'm doing programming. So when we want to solve a problem, we normally in our mind we will come up with a flow saying, what's my structure in the end we can solve this problem. One of the most important part is the creation part. As you mentioned just now, you use the word imagination. So we want to create something better than Microsoft, better than Intel, something like that in part of my software. So I'm wondering, in your creation of picture, I saw many of your picture here, which part you feel like actually you make it so different from other people because you put in your imagination, you put in creation.
Okay.
And how you handle this issue, you want to paint it a very good picture, it different from other people. I want to learn from you how you. I don't know.
There are two ways to do this.
Yes.
One is to take up a subject that no one has ever done. Example are those in the front. No one has ever done those. However, I must admit, they are from sculptures. Centuries back, mural sculptures. Those are just plain stone, you know. So, kind of recreation from sculpture to lifelike color. It's also creation, recreation, almost creative, almost original. Okay, that is one way to do something different, isn't it? So, okay, if we are going to do a sunset or a landscape, what everyone has already done, but we want to stand out of the crowd. Sunset is being painted by so many people. Same photograph. If 10 people were to paint, whatever medium it is, they're going to paint. I'm very sure they're going to get 10 different tones of sunsets. So where is the creativity, the tone, the medium that can bring out the tone, or the brush that can bring out the tone, or the mindset of the painter that can bring out the tone? So the tone varies. Just one photograph of sunset, and all of them, all the 10 artists can give 10 different. All the 10 can be beautiful, but with a variation. Maybe because of their perception, mindset, brush, handling of the brush, or the medium, acrylic or watercolor or whatever. And the output, of course, varies. Therefore, the tone varies. So originality comes. So, did I answer? No. Partially. You can ask maybe another one. So I go near the answer. What did I miss?
I'm wondering how long you already in this area. Assuming you already 10 years in this area. So probably you already developed certain kinds of methodologies. Say one is you use never seen before a text description, for instance. You visualize it and become a picture. Or you have some sculpture, you saw it in museum, it's a different culture and so on. But you bring it, combine it into a Hinduism or whatsoever motif, then you transform it. So I think if you, maybe you have certain methodology, you not summarize it in a way so that people think, wow, it's a lesson, it's really good. So that actually,
So you're asking,
you can create many things from there.
you're asking me a question or?
Oh no, it's a question saying whether you have certain kinds of lesson.
Discipline?
For example, you say, I read a lot.
Yeah, I read a lot, yeah.
If I want to create a good picture, I read a lot. Then I generate some imagination. Then I create from there. Okay, but how you read? What kinds of book you read? So that you can summarize it, associate. In the end, it becomes a picture. So you read.
We read and we don't summarize and write. We don't, please. Such a thing is called a review of a book, of a review of a text, or maybe comparative study, as in 2-3 books you're comparing and writing. You don't read books to summarize and create another book. We don't do that. Originality comes not from there. That's not original work, isn't it? That is one thing. The other thing you said, I've been in this 10 years, is it? What did you tell me?
I don't know how many years.
20 months.
20 months, okay.
And you asked me what, that I will know better than, what did you say just now?
No, I just want to see you already in this area for many years,
Okay.
much longer than us. So maybe you have some special method.
Not just 20 years and 20 months, and I'll be, like I said, I have a lot to do, I have a long way to go. Just started.
No, sorry if you misunderstand me.
No.
I'm not questioning you because I want to do painting.
You
I
want
want
to?
to quit my job and to do a painting fresh from beginning. As you mentioned, you love tree.
You can.
I love tree too, so I just want to paint a tree. I visit Russia recently. Look at one of the picture of the painting of a tree
Yeah.
from Shishkin.
Okay.
Beautiful.
You start.
I not start here. So that I want to find a way can fully utilize previous people's knowledge so that we can using limited amount of time or less time.
I never analyzed anybody's previous experiences. I straight away took the pencil and started off with the rose.
We
20
always
months
think
back.
too much and then
No, you stand out of the swimming pool. You analyze water, H2O, this, that. Should I jump? If I jump, how much water will come out? This theory, that theory, and you stand there. Are you going to learn swimming? No. Jump.
yes.
I did that.
I got it.
I did that passionately and with a lot of dedication and discipline.
Thank you.
I searched for challenging subjects. I went. I used to do bird series, tree series. Why I did was, I was exploring. I was finding where I can learn, what I can do, from which kind of tree, what I can learn, which kind of shading, this, that. So you jump inside, you will learn. Don't stand there and analyze.
Because I'm doing computer, I always hope computer can help me.
No, stop being a computer man, become an artist. Think as a human being, with all compassion and empathy. Think of the tree as yourself, like I do. When I walk, I love trees. I become, what if I can become the tree, what I can be. I fall in love with trees like crazy woman, I love trees. So if I'm going to stand there thinking about how long this tree must have been, let me check the bark of the tree, let me cut the tree to find how many rings, that's historian's job, not my job. I'm an artist. I become the tree. I want to so badly become the tree. So I try to create the tree I want to become. It's that sort of a thing it should be. You can't bring coding in this art, please. Yeah. So let's talk something else, I think.
Maybe in your next talk you can get some answers.
Which talk?
In your next talk,
Sure. Yes.
we'll get some answers.
Yeah, Aruna, you're right.
Jayanthi has another talk. How I discovered myself through art.
Yes.
So maybe you'll get some answers there.
You're right, Aruna. She's right. Yeah, she's right.
And the other thing is maybe some people, there is no explanation. Some people just start painting and on their own explore their journey, but others take some lessons.
Not just painting, even music. I've known so many people who have learnt music, guitar from online videos and things. So many of them. They explore and learn. It's natural. But too much of thinking won't help. That's for sure.
I'm not.
No, I'm just jokingly telling.
Just look at so many pictures, so many paintings from centuries and so on.
Yeah.
People doesn't honor, it just make you wow.
Yes.
But where is this wow coming from? Why this artist can come up with this kind of thing? You don't know the mind process of it. So probably the painter will explain saying how it comes from. So I think you also have some of painting of your favorite one. You feel like you're putting a lot of thought in it. You create your own baby, and this baby is very special, totally different from other baby. Because your own creation over there. So we want to know, say, why you have this creation, how you make this creation. You just put your own thought will do. This creation may be minor, maybe big, maybe better than the master and so on. But no matter what, it's your own creation. It's most important part of the art. Because art is so different from other art.
Normally, I don't cling to my creation. That's one thing I love about myself. Whether it's writing or painting. After it is done, I don't cling to it. I don't get emotionally attached to it. I can't move further. I can't learn more if I do that. You know? For me, the process is important. 2 to 3 hours on landscape. The process, those 2 to 3 hours is mine. The experience that I'm getting is mine. The result, of course, is for everyone. And of course, there's a critic in me who will criticize and go further. But I don't cling to my creations. Clinging to creations will hinder progress. I strongly believe that. You can be proud of it, yes. You can be happy about whatever you did. But if you're going to cling to it, it's like too much of parenting and clinging to your child, spoiling the child. Something like that. And that's my belief. Yeah. So we can talk more in the next.
Since you just started this journey of art on your own, so do you have any obstacles on your journey? Like, how did it evolve?
Obstacle in which sense? Which kind?
I think mood is very important for an artist.
Fantastic. Good point.
As you said that the same picture, 10 people are painting, they'll use different colors or shades. A lot can depend on mood or what you are going through in your life.
Mood. Okay.
Yes, mood.
Yeah.
So, I just want to know about your journey.
Mine is a short journey now, just 20 months now. But yet, I found rather than my mood affecting my work affected my mood in the positive sense. And I love that, and I like it. It's not that way. Probably I will come to a stage, but I don't know, I may not come also. But I like it this way. This is what is helping me, not the other way. So that could be because of a small detachment, a small stepping back and approaching, and which is more to do with spirituality. Step back, detachment, in attachment. It's too deep, too profound.
Thank you for inviting me here today as well. I'm very excited to be here. I've always received pictures of your paintings on the mobile phone, and now I get to look at it up front in real life and appreciate how the strokes and the color blending happens. It's so exciting. The way you paint just draws me right into your work. It shows me the amount of detailing you put into every one of your pieces, and every one of it is so unique and so different and so therapeutic. Thank you so much for sharing your painting. I hope you continue to do many more of them and share them with all those around you. God bless you.
ஜெயந்தி எனக்கு 25 வருஷமாக தெரியும். இந்த படத்தில் முக்கால்வாசி படங்கள் அவங்க அன்னைக்கு வரையறுப்போது அனுப்புறது தான். ஆனால் அது அத்தனை ஒரே இடத்துல பார்க்குறதுங்கிறது ரொம்பவே அழகாகவும் இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் புது அனுபவமாகவும் இருக்குதுன்னு சொல்லலாம். எல்லாமே நல்லா இருக்குது. இதை விட இன்னும் கூடிய சீக்கிரம் இன்னும் பெரிய எக்ஸிபிஷனாக அவங்க வைப்பாங்கன்னு நான் நம்புகிறேன். நன்றி.
எனக்கு ஜெயந்தி சங்கர் இப்போது 28 வருஷமாக தெரியும். அவங்க எனக்கு அவங்கள முதல்ல தெரியும்போது அவங்கள ஒரு ஹவுஸ் ஒய்ஃபாக தான் தெரியும். ஆனால் ஒரு இயர்ஸ் அவங்க தன்னோட டேலண்ட்டை எப்படி வெளிப்படுத்திருக்காங்கன்னு நினச்சா ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமாக இருக்குது. அவங்களுக்குள்ளே எவ்வளோ ஒரு ஞானம் இருக்குது. ஏன்னா எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு அவங்க ஒரு ஆர்ட் கிளாஸ்லாம் போனது கிடையாது. ஆனால் அவங்க அதுக்கு முன்னாடியே ஒரு எழுத்தாளராக நிறைய எழுதியிருக்காங்க. அப்போ நான் ஆச்சரியப்பட்டிருக்கேன் எப்படி அவங்க அவ்வளோ கற்பனை திறனோட எழுதுகிறாங்கன்னு. இப்போ இன்னும் ஒருபடி மேலே போய் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஆர்ட் ஒர்க்கு நிறையா ட்ராயிங் வரைஞ்சிருக்காங்க. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு அவங்க ஒரு கிளாஸுக்கெல்லாம் போனது கிடையாது. அவங்களுடைய அந்த ஞானத்தையும் அதில் இருக்கிற ஆர்வத்தையும் அதை அழகாக அதை வெளிப்படுத்துனது நான் ரொம்ப பாராட்டுறேன். ஓரளவுக்கு நான் வந்து ஆர்ட்லாம் பார்த்துருக்கேன். இப்போ ஃப்ரான்ஸுக்கு நிறைய நான் வெளிநாட்டுக்கு போயிருக்கேன். நிறைய ஆர்ட் எக்ஸிபிஷன்லாம் பார்த்துருக்கேன். பர்லினா டாலிக்ஸி, லூவர், அது மாதிரி ரெம்பிராண்டோட ஒர்க்கு எல்லாம் நிறையா ஓரளவு அது தெரியும் எனக்கு. அதை பார்த்து ஆச்சரியமாக இருக்குது. நீங்கள் வந்து நல்ல ஒரு உலகத்தரம் வாய்ந்த ஒரு ஆர்ட் ஒர்க்கை அவங்க எப்படி இங்கே வெளிப்படுத்தியிருக்காங்க. எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமாக இருக்குது. ரொம்ப எனக்கு ரொம்ப மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருக்குது. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச ஒரு ஆர்டிஸ்ட் வந்து இது இவ்வளோ அழகாக பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அதை வந்து நேஷ்னல் லைப்ரரியில் இங்கே சிங்கப்பூரில் வந்து அதுக்கு ஆதரவு அளித்து அவங்க இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இடத்துல இந்த எக்ஸிபிட் ஏற்பாடு பண்ணி நம்மளாம் வந்து பார்க்குறதுக்கு பண்ணது ரொம்ப அது வரவேற்கத்தக்கது. ஐ எம் வெரி ஹாப்பி அபவுட் இட். நான் சொன்னேன் இவங்க வந்து எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு எந்த கிளாஸுக்கும் போனது கிடையாதுன்னு. இது வந்து ஒரு அன்டியூட்டட் ஃபேன்சின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இங்கிலீஷில். அதாவது எதையும் முறையமையாக கற்றுக்காமையே அதில் ஒரு ஞானம் வருதும் அதை வளர்த்துக்கிறதும் அது வந்து ரொம்ப பாராட்டத்தக்கது. அது எல்லாராலையும் முடியாது. அந்த மாதிரி முழுமையாக கற்றுக்காமல் ஒரு தன்னுடைய திறமையை இந்த மாதிரி வளர்த்து வெளிப்படுத்துறதுங்கிறது ரொம்ப அது சொல்ல சில பேருக்கு தான் அது மாதிரி முடியும். அந்த விதத்தில் நான் ஜெயந்தியை பாராட்டுறேன். தேங்க்யூ.
என் பேர் மீனால். நான் தமிழ் ஆசிரியர். முதல் முறையாக ஒரு ஓவியர் வந்து பேசுகிறத விவரித்து அவருடைய அனுபவத்தை விவரித்து பேசுகிறத நான் இந்த முறை தான் முதல்ல கேட்டிருக்கேன். இருந்தாலும் எனக்கு உண்மையாகவே ரொம்ப ஈர்ப்பாக இருந்தது அவங்க பேசுகிறது. ஏன்னா ரொம்ப உணர்வுபூர்வமாகவும் பேசினாங்க. ஏன் இந்த துறைக்கு அவங்க வந்தாங்கங்கிறத சொன்னாங்க. எனக்கு உண்மையாகவே அது ரொம்ப உணர்வுபூர்வமாக இருந்தது. அதாவது அவங்க சொன்ன ஸ்டோரி என்னென்னா, சின்ன வயசில் ஒரு பக்கத்து வீட்டுக்கார பெண் வந்து அந்த ஓவியம் வந்து சுவரில் வரைஞ்சிருந்ததை அந்த பெற்றோர் வந்து எவ்வளவு அந்த பெண் இல்லாத நேரத்தில் அவங்களுக்கு எவ்வளோ அது முக்கியமாகப்பட்டது அப்படிங்கிறத சொன்னபோது ரொம்ப டச்சிங்காக இருந்தது. நம்மளாம் நினைக்கிறோம், ஒரு கிறுக்கலாக நினைக்கிறோம் பிள்ளைகள் வந்து வரைகிறத. ஆனால் அந்த அம்மா அப்பா வந்து அந்த பெண் கிறுக்கி இருந்ததை வந்து ஒரு ஓவியமாக நினச்சி அதை எப்படி பாதுகாத்தாங்க, அந்த வீட்டை விட்டு வெளியில் போக முடியாமல் அவங்க எவ்வளோ சிரமப்பட்டாங்கங்கிறத ரொம்ப உணர்வுபூர்வமாக சொன்னாங்க. உண்மையாகவே அது எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்தது. அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் இன்னொன்று நான் என்ன சொல்ல விரும்புகிறேன்னா, நான் இந்த தமிழ் புத்தகங்கள்லாம் படிக்கும்போது சிவகாமியின் சபதம்னு ஒரு புத்தகம் படிச்சிருக்கேன். அதில் வந்து அந்த காலத்திலேயே கல்கி வந்து சொல்லியிருப்பார், ஓவியம் வரைகிறத வந்து இலைகள், பூக்கள், இலைகள், அந்த பட்டைகளுடைய சாறு இதையெல்லாம் வைத்து ஒரு இயற்கை வண்ணமாக தான் ஓவியம் வரைகிறப்ப அந்த கலரிங்லாம் பண்ணாங்க அப்படிங்கிறத நான் அந்த புத்தகத்தில் படிச்சிருக்கிறேன். அதை இன்றைக்கி அவங்க எனக்கு நினைவூட்டும் விதமாக எப்படி வந்து ஓவியங்கள் உருவானது, எப்படி அந்த வண்ணம் உருவானது அப்படிங்கிறதையெல்லாம் சொன்னாங்க அவங்க. அது எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்துச்சு. அப்புறம் வந்து அவங்க ஒரு நல்ல எழுத்தாளர். அந்த எழுத்தாளருக்கும் வரைகிறதுக்கும் என்ன வித்தியாசம் இருக்குது, எதில் அவங்களோட முழு ஈடுபாடு இருக்குது, எது அதில் ரொம்ப சிரமத்தை கொடுக்குது அப்படிங்கிறதையெல்லாம் இவங்க விவரித்தாங்க. நல்ல ஒரு இரண்டுக்குமே கற்பனை திறனும் சிந்தனை திறனும் ரொம்ப அவசியம். அப்போ இரண்டுலேயுமே எப்படி வேறுபட்ட விதமாக அவங்களுடைய சிந்தனையையும் கற்பனையும் செலுத்த முடியுது அப்படிங்கிறத அவங்க விவரித்து சொன்னாங்க. அதுவும் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்தது. உண்மையாகவே ரொம்ப பயனுள்ள நேரமாக நான் உணர்ந்தேன் அவங்களுடைய பேச்சை கேட்டது. அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் இங்கே ஓவியங்கள்லாம் வச்சுருக்காங்க, அதை நான் பார்த்தேன். ரொம்ப அட்ராக்டிவாக இருக்குது. ஒரு 20 மாதம் உழைப்பு வந்து எவ்வளவு அதுக்கு அவங்க செலுத்தியிருக்காங்க நேரத்தை அப்படிங்கிறத இந்த ஓவியங்கள் நமக்கு காட்டுது. நல்ல நல்ல படங்கள், சொல்லப்போனால் நம்மளுடைய கலாச்சாரத்தை வெளிப்படுத்துகிற படம், இயற்கையை வர்ணிக்கிற படங்கள், வேறு சைனீஸோட கலாச்சார படங்கள் எல்லாமே அவங்க வரைஞ்சிருக்காங்க. ரொம்ப அருமையாக இருக்குது. எனக்கு நேரம் பயனுள்ள நேரம்னு நான் உணர்றேன். ரொம்ப நன்றி.
They are very pretty. Well done.
Okay. என்னோட ஆண்டியோட ஆர்ட் பார்க்க 3D ஷேப் பண்ணிருந்துச்சு. அப்புறம் எனக்கு அது வந்து ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்துச்சு. எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சது வந்து அந்த கிளாசிக் மாடல். ஏன்னா எனக்கு பிடிச்சது வந்து அந்த கிளாசிக் மாடல். ஏன்னா வந்து அதில் வந்து நிறைய விஷயங்கள் வந்து கற்றுருந்தேன். என் அம்மாவும் வந்து இது நம்மளோட கலாச்சாரம்னு சொன்னாங்க. அப்புறம் என் அம்மா சொன்னாங்க வந்து இதை மாதிரி நீ ஆர்ட் கற்றுருந்தா இதை மாதிரி நீ இன்னும் வரையலான்னு. எனக்கு ஆர்ட்னா ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். நான் வந்து ஸ்கூல்லையே வந்து எங்கள் டீச்சர் ஆர்ட் பண்ண சொல்லுவாங்க. நான் மோஸ்ட்லி சின்ன சின்னதான வரைவேன். ஆனால் ஸ்கெட்சிங்கை நான் ரொம்ப பெருசாக அழகாக வரைவேன். பெயிண்டிங்கில் வந்து எனக்கு பிடிச்ச சப்ஜெக்ட் வந்து என்னென்னா ஷேடிங். ஏன்னா வந்து அதில் ஷேடிங்கில் நான் பெஸ்ட்டாக பண்ணுவேன். ஸ்கூலில் ஆர்ட் டீச்சர் எப்பவுமே வந்து என்னோடய ஆர்ட் நான் எப்பவுமே செலக்ட் பண்ணுவேன். இதெல்லாம் இந்த இடம் என் அம்மா வந்து இதை மாதிரி அழகான ஆர்ட்ஸை நீனும் கற்றுக்கலாம், நீனும் வந்து பாருன்னு சொன்னதுனால நானும் வந்தேன். ஹலோ, என் பேர் வந்து மணிகர்ணிகா. இன்னைக்கு என்னோட ஆன்ட்டியோட வரைதெல்லாம் பார்க்க வந்தேன். அப்போ எனக்கு இது எல்லாமே பிடிச்சிருந்துச்சு. எனக்கு வந்து வரைதல் பண்ணது ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். நான் நிறைய வரைதல் பண்ணி வச்சுருவேன். என்னோட அப்பா அம்மாட்ட காமிச்சு வீட்டில் ஒட்டி வச்சுருவேன். எனக்கு வரைதல்னால் அதை பார்த்தாலும் எனக்கு நம்ம இப்போயே பண்ண மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஆனால் எனக்கு அந்த மெட்டீரியல்ஸ் இருக்காது. பென்சில், பேனா, பெயிண்ட்டு இல்லைன்னா ஸ்கெட்சு அதெல்லாம் எனக்கு இருக்குது. ஆனால் ஸ்கெட்சை தீண்டி போச்சுனால எனக்கு வந்து ஸ்கெட்ச் பண்ண முடியாது அந்த இதை. அதனால எனக்கு இன்னும் ஸ்கெட்சு வாங்கிட்டு வராங்க என்னோட அம்மா.
Friends for coming again. Most of you are back for the second talk. I can see a few new friends for coming again. Most of you are back for the second talk. I can see a few new. If I can, so can you. That's what I told Nirmala as the theme for the exhibition. Initially I thought that would be the theme for the exhibition. If I can, so can you. So can anyone. I really meant it. I really mean it. I believe anyone can do it. I'm the living example. I rediscovered myself in my 50s, unexpectedly, you know. You know those experiences when we think, we won't even know this is going to impact our life later on. Only when we think back, oh, that was the point that this journey started. So that's such a moment, a fleeting moment, an accident, or rather, I was accidentally present in a moment that really changed something in me, that led to rediscovery of myself, you know. Last year, in January, I was in India. Just regular visit, no regular annual visit. And the next day I was going to fly back to Singapore. I was at my brother's place. There was one simple poster color of Hindu mythological figures, and they were getting it ready for framing. My friend had done it, and she was getting it ready for framing to give it to a child. I was sitting silently. I don't know anything about art. I've never showed any signs of art while I was a child. I had nothing in me to even open my mouth to talk. But I felt within, is that fit enough for the time and effort to frame? The very second I asked myself, okay, it's easy to criticize. Have you done anything half as well as that? I answered myself, no, I've never done anything. Where comes the right to criticize something? That's all. Everything happened within me, the dialogue. I was silent. I didn't participate in the discussion. That was all. I never expected the seed was sown that day until the next day I flew. I did the 2 rounds of the usual laundry and things. I went for the pencil. So spontaneously, and I did that rose. I tried to bring in the lighted shade of the rose flower, simple flower. But I liked the process. I never bothered about the outcome. The process, about 1 to 1.5 hours, was magical for me. That's when I rediscovered myself. It brought in me something, some experience, some kind of calmness, meditative. Meditative is the right word. And then every day my heart was going to it. So every day I did 1 pencil for about a week. Pencil all the way. Most of the time, flowers, sunflower, this you can see in the note. And then within 2 weeks, I came to charcoal. Charcoal, I came because one of my friends, she said, your pencils are looking great. I think you should try charcoal, you will love it. You can bring about this, that, something she was casually sharing with me. Then I went to Art Friend to buy a few charcoals. I didn't even know how charcoal looked. I knew those charcoals you use, I didn't know other than that. That's when I went and asked in Art Friend, what are charcoals, which shelf I should look for? Of course, I did some reading online to find out how to look for charcoal. So I got charcoals. I did some charcoals and I loved it. I loved the output of it. And some of the works I thought will look good on black background with white charcoal, because I saw in the shelf there are white charcoals. When I was looking for black charcoals, I saw white charcoals. What are white charcoals? I was curious. I was looking at them. That's when I knew white charcoals existed. I didn't even know that such a thing existed. And then I didn't buy then, of course. I didn't know where I was going, whether I was going in any direction. I didn't even know. So I just came off. But I went online to read what is what. And I found out, they can do wonders on a black paper. Then I can go to Art Friend and buy coloring. White charcoal and black paper were beautiful. The file has my charcoal works. You can have a look. So that was how 2 to 3 months I was into colors, watercolors. It was the usual, the student pentel. Pentel you get in popular bookshop. That was the one. And I was very happy with that. It was a student pigment, nothing fancy, nothing branded. And paper was also, I didn't have any knowledge of paper. I was just using those drawing blocks the children use. And I was playing with it. Basically, what was the driving force, I wonder, now when I think back, was the meditative effect. People go to meditation class, they try to learn meditation as if it's it's not the case. It's the state of mind, which they will know eventually, of course. Meditative effect that it had in me, it rejuvenated me. It helped me unwind on the daily basis. It's a beautiful experience. And my heart was going only towards that experience, the daily dose of that experience. There were some days I used to miss because things depended. When I was full-time working, my days were different. After I left and came back to freelance, my days depended on my freelance works. The deadlines, the importance and things. Because obviously that's bringing me some earnings. So once that is done, I know, of course, the domestic chores, I don't have a helper. I've never had a helper all my life. So all sorting, cleaning, this, that, everything. And I'll have some time for myself. Whatever time I get, it's for my reading, writing, and painting. So some days I end up without any time for my sketch or brush. I will miss so much. That day is a waste for me. Something like that. I miss, my heart cries. So later what I told myself, okay fine, don't worry, tomorrow always, there's always a tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll be fine, tomorrow you'll get it. I used to tell my heart, and some days I used to treat myself. Oh, you do these chores, the pending chores, you finish today, you can go for your brushes. That's the motivation for me to finish off the chores. Or sorting of the cupboard, which is pending for days. I can go for my brushes, do this. So that's how it went. Now I've come to a point where I'm not anxious anymore. Yeah, today I didn't get, so what? Tomorrow was always there, and I go tomorrow, and for a week if I can't do also, I'm fine. I'm getting, the stabilize is coming. Okay, coming to, have I ever had any skill before, or have I learnt before? Nothing. People are amazed, they are surprised. Can that be true? Can so many paintings come in 20 months? I'm equally surprised. I really don't know what happened to me. Last year by this time I was painting like I was possessed. I didn't know what was happening to me, really. And then I was learning not just painting and the techniques. I was learning about the art material, the paper, the pigments, how it is to be used, how it is to be preserved, this, that, about the paper quality. I didn't even know watercolor paper existed till last year July, 2017 July. I didn't know know there was a special paper for watercolor. And later I came to know there are paper with 240 mg, 300 mg, and all. I'm learning slowly. I have never had any symptom of art skill during my childhood like these children. Maybe I might have had the basic interest people show, the children show. Maybe. Even that I don't remember. And I've been reflecting, thinking what was happening. Then, one of my distant cousins, he commented, maybe the DNA is working slowly in you. Maybe you're a late bloomer, something like that, he said. I asked him why, what? We were having a small chat. And he said, your father, before you were 4 or 5 years old, he used to paint. Don't you remember? No. That's when I remembered my father used to have, he had photography as one of his hobbies. He was a true genius, gardening, radio repairing, or photography or painting, or whatever you tell, he knows. He will do that kind of a genius. But painting he didn't do when I was actually growing up. As in, before I was 4, maybe he was doing. And small photos of stamp size photos of some of his works are there at home in black and white. And from that only I know that he was once painting. So later on, mid-teens, my father, I remember he had done one landscape after a decade. And that time, I was so wonderstruck. Can such a thing come in a paper so realistic? The waterfall on the flow, water in the stream. My intellect was totally blinded by that awe. I didn't even ask him what he did, but now when I think back, I know what I was missing. I should have interacted with him, talked with him more, and nothing I did. Because I was so wonderstruck, my intellect was off. My father would have been very proud if he was alive now. In fact, I don't know. I'm imagining my father here. So, so probably the DNA was stubbornly dormant in me. And for what reason, I really don't know. And I would like to know. That's the mystery of it, I believe. And it's very interesting that about a dozen of my works are already acquired by friends, and another dozen has been, reserved. It's unbelievable. I can't really believe. I have a lot to learn and grow. Like I said just now, this is my kindergarten graduation. I'm going to primary school and I wish to do very, very well in primary school also, so that I go to the secondary school. That's the feeling I get. Very happy. I'm very happy such a transformation happened in me, because it's a colorful world where we have a world of our own, daily dose of meditation, and people love. Some of them they want to acquire and all, feel blessed. I feel blessed. Yeah, that's about. This is how I rediscovered myself. We all can ask questions, not just ask questions to me. You can all share how you feel about art, or your own experiences of art, how you came into art. Like Aruna is a painter herself, she's an artist. She's an oil paint artist. I'm sure Vandana must have painted in her life also. We all can interact. Thank you very much.
Wish your father was here. but he's definitely here in you. He's there in you.
In my DNA, right?
Yes. So there is a
Perhaps.
saying, parents never die. They are in you and in your siblings. So you just need to meet yourself or your siblings to
Thank
meet
you
your
very
parents. So they never die.
Thank you.
Okay, as far as my story goes, I painted in childhood and I had 2 international awards at such a young age that I didn't know I was getting an award. So we have a international competition on Nehru's birthday on Children's Day in Delhi. So
Okay.
and once I went on to become a doctor, everything finished, all creativity. So I didn't know I had creativity in me for 30, 40 years. So then when my husband was coming to work here, I was sort of, I knew I will not be able to work here with my specialty, which is not in demand here. So I prepared myself and I thought painting came to my mind. So it must be, I was exposed to a lot of art during my travels. Like wherever I go, I look for museums and I love to see art and talk about art. And without any reason, I used to go for talks on art. But I never ever imagined that, for that short stint I had as a child, as an artist, would rebloom. It never occurred to me. So sometimes I feel that destiny, I believe a lot in destiny, that, it takes you to a place. There's a right time and the right place for everything to happen. So I didn't even know I'll ever live in Singapore. So when we came here, I had nothing to do and I had to spend my time. We don't have children. So I took art classes, but as you said, we have to discover our own creativity. So I took some classes from different masters and then just took on from there. And then for me, it was reverse of your case. You wrote first, and for me, I painted for a few years, and then I injured my right shoulder, so I couldn't do anything. And then when that healed, I could only write. So my mother was a writer; she has done some writing. So I switched to writing from 2011 onwards. So that's why I do book, and I'm Jayanthi's friend today.
Yeah.
So and I do feel that maybe many of us have things in our DNA, but those people are really fortunate who are exposed to, through your parents. Like, you have to be very lucky to know what's in your DNA and then being exposed to that field or art.
Yeah.
When the two click together, sky is the limit.
Thank you, Arun. Vandana, can you share something with us?
Yeah, I feel really privileged to be here among people like Jayanthi and you all.
Thank you.
So it's an excellent exhibition. So I had so many things lined up for today, but I said I should not miss your talk. Because many of us would have seen so many people painting and all that. The secret behind your success is what we all wanted to know. Because everybody is looking for some hope somewhere. Because we all have some dreams, we all have some aspirations which maybe we haven't achieved it yet. So when you look at somebody at this age, as you rightly said, like in your 50s, and from nowhere suddenly you have become an artist, like we all have been programmed in our mind, like anything in art scene you have to start from young. Only when you're 6 years, 5 years, you can achieve something in life. You broke that actually, basically. You totally changed the thought process, like no, even in middle age, if it is there in you, it will happen. I really feel you are blessed. You are multi-talented, and we all know like you are into writing and journalism, and now into art scene. So I know sky is the limit for you. Looking forward to see more of your paintings and many more exhibitions to come, and wish you all the best, Jayanthi.
Thank you, Anna. Any questions? Any more sharing? Anybody can, please. Feel free.
Excuse me.
Yes.
What are you going to do with this painting?
I don't know. Please tell me. Advise me. I really don't know. The process, the experience from the process is mine to take. Entirely mine to take. I don't know about these material things. Really. And I really want to know. Do you have any idea? See, a dozen of my friends have taken, fondly acquired, and another dozen of friends, they have reserved some of them. Some of them are repeatedly being asked. For example, that Natya Saraswati, 11 people want that. So, these are all there. But yet, I don't know what to do with these, how to preserve them, where to keep. I am keeping at home, somehow away from the others' eyes, because they will nag me later. What I do in my cupboards, my wardrobes are only full of these. My clothes are very minimum, so my needs are very minimum. So these are being filled. My cupboards are being filled with these. I really, can I know your name, please? I think you have some idea. So, anyone else who want to share your, or you can even ask a question, which we can go further in the discussion. Any question? Yes, please.
See for your painting.
Take that mic so that everyone can hear.
See for your painting, there's a lot of different places and animals and plants.
Yeah.
Just curious to know where you get your inspiration from.
Okay. Frankly speaking, I'm in a learning spree. Don't you? By now, I'm sure you know that I'm in an intense learning spree. Up to today, the kindergarten graduation. And the learning spree, obviously, I was in my mid-50s, and therefore the intellect as well as the wisdom probably to go and look for challenges, go and look for subjects that will pose challenge for me, so that I learn, acquire the skill that I need. That's what I did. If I was like a child, like those small girls, 7, 8 years, and if at all I showed some skill and started, I wouldn't have had the wisdom to search for that challenge. Maybe I would have run away from the challenge, fearing failures and all. For me, when I sit and I'm not able to bring what I have in my mind, that is the driving force. That is the driving force. So now I'm getting it easy in a landscape or something, no fun. I will finish. I will still do the last zero brush of details. Put aside, yes, it has its own value, fine. Let me go search for where I can get another challenge. That's what I have been doing. And from now on, now that I have been in primary school, what I'm going to do is, I will improve in that also. Meaning, I'm planning to only take exclusive subjects. Exclusive, not like all landscape, all architecture. Instead of this is one phase. This is going to help me in that phase. So that's my plan. So after that, I will go to the secondary school, where my inner feelings and expressions will really be originally translated on the canvas. I hope to come to that point. I'm sure I'm going to come with sustained and focused progress. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Thank you. So that's it. Yeah, I'm yet to reach that place. And I'm happy I'm yet to reach. Because no fun if I'm already there. I want to go and go and go. So nice. Yeah, Aruna again.
Apart from meditative, you go into meditative state, what else does your art give you?
Challenge it poses, when I overcome the challenge and in the process acquire a skill, it gives me joy. It's an indulgence of the intellect, bringing joy to my heart. So I go for my brushes again and again. Did I answer? I keep answering. I keep asking you that.
Joy.
Did I do? Did I? No.
So it's real happiness.
Happiness, mere
Real happiness. Yeah.
That's all. That's why I don't know what to do with the material part.
You can.
Writing really helped me evolve spiritually, and painting is helping me evolve spiritually as well, in a different way. Both doing the same, different. And people are asking me, so have you changed profession and all that? Of course not. Writing will be there always. My short story, many of you I think heard in my other talk. My English short stories collection is ready with the publisher, anytime to be published. My first English novel is in the process. I've already finished my research for the novel. It is happening. So for me, every time the process is important. The process is mine. And later it is for everyone. Yeah. So, yeah. Yes, please.
On the wall.
Yeah, many people are asking this, especially one landscape, one point perception they call it. Meaning, one single point, smallest tree goes big, and the tallest tree in the front, the other side also, one point perception. I've done one. It's there in the big file there. The A2 file. After seeing that, one of my friends asked, "Can you do that for my living room wall? How much it may cost? How many days? What?" I said, "It's too much, no? It's too much a big project to take." But I didn't say no. I said, "I will consider. I will ask around who have done large ones and let you know." But it's been 1 year now. It's open still. So I don't know whether some of you might know. She's Shantini Muttaya. She wanted that for her wall. And her idea is actually very good. That will look fantastic on the wall. It will double the size of the living room. Very beautiful it will look. But I've not done any such yet. Not yet.
Jayanthi, I just want to tell you that I've heard that writing and painting genes are linked to each other. A lot of people who write, they can paint also, and vice versa.
They all come under art.
Yes.
Like in the other talk I said, writing is painting of words.
Yes.
Painting is a writing of colors. So both are, of course, they come under art, I think. Any questions and any sharing space? Yes. Take the mic.
I notice you are very detailed when you do animals or the landscape. So, do you look at a photograph or picture, or you just really add in all the details yourself? Okay. For example, the fur, the trunk, the wrinkles and all.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah, the photograph is the skeleton for me. An inspiration happens to be the photograph, obviously. At times, the fur or the eye, the center of the eye, the expression in the eyes, I found, many of my friends also found, the friend who sends the pet's photograph also has commented that the eyes have come better than the photograph. But when I finish, I used to think it looks different from the photograph. That's all, and I leave it at that. But when she compares and says it looks better than the photograph, fur is a challenge to bring out long, locky feather, or this particular dog. It's small. Those are fun. This one I did with zero brush, and top to bottom, it took me 4 times of work. 4 times. I increased the pigment, the value of the pigment every time, every round, keeping on increasing. That comes, the depth and the fur texture comes.
That picture, how long?
The dog?
Yeah, how long will you take to repeat and?
That dog, right? Okay, I did it in 2 days. The basic first wash, second wash, and I started with the eyes. Eyes took me about 45 to 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour. Then I took a break. Of course, we have chores at home. I do that. I go to my kitchen, do something, and come back, or check my mail if there are any assignments, in my inbox or anything, and complete some editing. Come back. When I come back, I did the first wash, second wash, and first fur, and I left it. Next day, so that means 1 hour, 2 hours. Next day I took another 2 hours, 4 hours. 4 hours of work. Total 4 hours. Dog, yes. You want to ask something?
Yeah,
Take.
so I can just say, what's your favorite painting?
My favorite painting of these.
Yeah, all of them.
There are few in this wall. Should I go and show you? Okay, I'll show you. This one. Hut, like, yeah, it's not not a proper house. It's a hut. I like that one.
Is it from a photo?
It is from a photo. And then this China effect is hard to bring in watercolor. I like the way it came out. It looks like China, no? The negative painting. This one was good. I like this one. This one I like. The effect it came. The rocks, for the watercolor. People believed, they thought it's oil or acrylic. There's a sheen to it, which is not so easy in a watercolor. But it came. I like these also. So.
What is your most favorite? What is your favorite one?
Most favorite, where is that boy? Yeah, most favorite, I don't know how to tell. Maybe this. Yeah. Because that is one.
In one color you brought it.
A few of my friends, they thought, in mobile of course, they went on looking again and again, enlarging. They thought it's a photo that I'm sharing. I said it's a painting I just completed. Don't tell me and all that. I won't believe unless I see your painting. I was happy doing it, and I was happy the output also. 3 hours in a day, in one sitting. And I didn't get up.
Is it actual scene or from photo?
From a photo.
So far, anything you do from actual scene?
Yes.
Anything on the spot? Then
Yes, I did. I have
I
done.
want to see the difference.
Oh, you have to see the difference. This is one.
No, the for landscape.
Landscape. This one from our neighbors, garden. Yeah.
Sit down and sketch.
Yeah. I sketch one day. I just come off. People they may mistake what is she doing, and also what I will do is I'll take a day or two break and do the first wash. If I want to go back, I will do. By then they might have changed place, but it's okay. I would have taken a mobile photo anyway, so I will refer. So that's how I do.
So do the questions when you from an actual scene?
Yeah.
Do you also change some colors like the actual colors?
Yes. Sometimes it comes better than the visual, the real. And better than the photo from the mobile. It happens, sometimes it happens, sometimes it's challenging, it doesn't come. Both are there. Yeah. Yes, please. Watercolor. All-time favorite. Yeah, I've not touched oils yet. I hope it's not going to, I don't know, I don't want to get it hooked to it because Aruna says it's toxic. So I hope I don't get hooked to it, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try oils sooner or later. I want to see that. And human portraits I have not yet tried. That is one area. These two are waiting for. In secondary school, yes. Maybe in secondary school. No. It's from a photograph. No. It's a photograph from London. My sister lives in London, so she sometimes sends some photographs.
How did you get the skill for drawing? There should be somebody to guide you.
I didn't go for any course, and I would advise don't go for any course. If the child is more about 12 years or above, please don't send the child to a course. The child can explore and learn on, unless the child is very small. Okay, let them go.
Because there are YouTube tutorials.
And nowadays resources are plenty.
So did you use any of the tutorials or you?
No tutorials. I go by subjects. Yeah. It's possible. It's possible for anyone to learn, self-learn. And I'm the living example, I think. I am. You can learn yourself.
Sometimes when you make a child learn something, they get very fixed ideas.
Yeah, because in a course, there's a structured frame within which you have to, because for example, they may say even for adults, it seems within 8 classes, let's complete this Varanasi scene. That's one course project. They go by project. You will be doing for 8 weeks the same. Your mind will be thinking, what if I can paint this, tree? Or this, but you can't. Chinese painting. The color, in Chinese painting, the color they use are not so vibrant. Limited colors they use, and more of line strokes they use. These come under realism. Yes, in Chinese painting, most of the time it's along with poetry or one story is there, something is there, symbolism is there, Okay. Okay. No, she's telling me to start live painting. I criticized. I mean, internally, I didn't open my mouth to express. But I was thinking, is that even fit enough to spend time and effort to get framed? It is so below standard, I thought. But I asked her, did you ever do anything so that you could, it's easy to criticize, no? But, so that's what, that's the story. So can I do? Maybe I thought, can I do? So I started with this 20 months back. Thank you.
So you teach children to paint?
I have not yet started teaching, no. But
today
many
you
people
demonstrate more for children.
I thought more children will be there. They can get inspired.
Yeah,
So
yes,
today I
yeah.
thought it will be something simple so the children will know something about it.
So you will paint straight away, no sketching for this one.
That's how today I'm going to do it. Today I won't have it.
Yeah.
This is watercolor.
What the young ones stand in front.
This is watercolor paper. It's 240 inch. And most of the paintings on the wall are this paper only, the same paper. The paintings on my back is thicker, that is 300 inch. So watercolor papers are thick and the fiber is made such that it can take more and more water. It can sustain, so the surface will not spoil that kind of finish.
Is this pencil?
Pencil, yes.
Yeah, it's okay now because quite small group. I think her voice loud enough.
What I'm doing is wetting the paper.
Yeah, you go in the children.
Can you see? I'm just wetting the paper. So when I wet the paper, what is happening is, this is cold press paper, watercolor paper, cold press. So when I'm adding water, the paper is actually slightly expanding. It's not, we can't feel the paper expanding, but technically it is expanding when I wet the paper. So wetting the paper in watercolor is important. What I'm going to try to show is a small, simple landscape. So I'm wetting the paper first. I didn't even take the colors yet.
You always wet first, or there are cases
Most of the time, watercolor technique is wet on wet. Dry on wet, wet on wet. There are so many, depending on what you're doing. For most of the time, for the landscape, especially say what I'm going to try to show is a reflection on water, something like that. I'm going to try. I don't even have anything in my mind. So such a thing definitely will, because I'm going to paint a landscape, a reflection on water. So this will definitely need wetting of the paper. And we can fold the paper. So the water does what? The water itself is going to bring some pattern. This is the simplest that I'm going to show you.
I'll wipe it. So I wet the paper first, then with the added pigment, I again use this. So now what I will do, I will use my any tissue also you can use. So I will create some clouds. And I'm not going to even add more pigment. I'm just going to show. This will be small, very small in the distance and very big in your nearer to you. Okay? போகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி தாய்மானவருக்கு மேலே நம்ம மேலே போகும்போது அந்த ஒரு குடஞ்சி குடவரைன்னு சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க அந்த குடஞ்சி ஒரு இடம் உள்ளே நம்ம போனோம்னா இது ஒரு பேனல் கங்காதரா இப்படியே இருக்கும் ஆனால் அந்த ப்ரௌனாக இருக்கும். இதெல்லாம் வந்து கங்காவும் இதுவும் வந்து வெறும் கல் மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஏன்னா அது அவ்வளோ காலத்தில் அது என்ன ஆச்சு தெரியல, வெறும் கல் மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஆனால் ஹிஸ்டோரியன்ஸ் வந்து அது மான், இது கங்கை அஃப்கோர்ஸ் நமக்கு தெரியும். மான் வந்து அவங்க சொல்கிறத வச்சு நானா மானை வந்து அப்படி போடுறேன். அந்த சைஸ் ப்ரொபோர்ஷனும் அப்படியே இருக்கும். அதை வந்து ஒரு திருத்தமாக போடுறேன், கலரும் போடுறேன், அப்படி பண்ணுறோம். ஸோ இந்த கதை தெரியும்ல, கங்கையை வந்து சடாமுடியில் ஒரு அது தெரியும். மான் கதை வந்து எதுக்கு இந்த மான் இருக்காது. ஆமாம், மான் வந்து எப்பயுமே வந்து நடராஜரோடது கூட சில இடங்கள்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மான் வச்சிருப்பாரு. அது மாதிரி இருக்கும். இதில் வந்து அந்த கேவ்லேயே இருக்கும், அங்கே உட்காந்துருக்க மாதிரி இருக்கும். இதுவும் கையிலேயே இருக்கும், ஒரு கங்கை உட்காந்துருக்க மாதிரி இருக்கும். கல் தான் இருக்கும். ஆனால் நம்மளா கங்கையா இது பகீரதன் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க, தபஸ். பகீரதன் தபஸ் என்ன பண்றாரு, இவர் பிடிச்சி தலையில போட்டு வச்சுக்கிறாரு. அப்ப இவர் தபஸ் பண்ணி பூமிக்கு அனுப்பு அப்படின்னு தபஸ் பண்றாரு. இப்போ சிவன் வராரு. அது ஒரு கதை இருக்கு இல்லையா. அப்போ பல்லவன் வந்து இதை போடும்போது சிற்பத்தில் இங்கே தண்ணி விழற மாதிரி தான் முதல்ல போட்டானாம். அதில் பார்த்தோம்னா தண்ணி விழுந்ததெல்லாம் இருக்கும் இன்னும். ஆனால் இப்போ தண்ணி இங்கேயும் விழலை. ரொம்ப மழை கொட்டும் போது அங்கெல்லாம் தேங்கினது விழுறது. ஒரு ஃபோட்டோ அனுப்பினாங்க யாரும். இதை நீ பண்ணினதுக்கப்புறம் இது பார் அப்படின்னு எனக்கே ஆச்சரியமாக இருந்தது. அப்போ இதே மாதிரி இருந்தது, அந்த தண்ணி விழுந்தது. இந்த இது வரைச்சப்போ வருது. இது கிட்டத்தட்ட இது ஒரிஜினல்னு சொன்னால் இது யாரும் இது வரைக்கும் போட்டது இல்லை. இது மாதிரி கலரில் எல்லாமே நீங்கள் இதில் தான் பார்க்கலாம். ப்ரௌனாக பார்க்கலாம் இல்லையா, கல். ஸோ வரும்போது அஃப்கோர்ஸ் ஸ்டாக்னன்ட் வாட்டர் நானாக போடுறேன். அண்ட் தண்ணி குடிக்கிறது யானை, குட்டி யானையெல்லாம். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் இருக்குது, சிற்பத்தில் இருக்குது. தண்ணி கொட்டுறது ஆக்சுவலாக அவன் ஒரிஜினலாக பல்லவன் வந்து அப்படிதான் போட்டிருக்கான். இவர் தபஸ் பண்ணி கங்கை வந்துடுற மாதிரியாக அவன் அந்த மெத்தாலஜிக்கல் ஸ்டோரியை இது பண்ணுறான். அந்த தபஸை பார்க்கறதுக்கு அத்தனை கந்தர்வர்கள் எல்லாரும் இருக்காங்களாம். எல்லாமே இருக்கும். அதாவது இக்காலஜிக்கல் சிஸ்டமில் என்ன ஒரு எலி எல்லாமே அதில் இருக்கும், சின்னதாக இருக்கும். இதை வந்து கொஞ்சமானு கொண்டு வரணும்னா பெருசாக போடணும்னு தோணும். இது எல்லாம் சின்னதாக பண்ணி தரையான்னு கேட்பாங்க. போட்டால் இதை விட பெருசாக போடணும், இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் டீட்டெயிலாக பண்ண முடியும்ல. அது மாதிரி சொல்லுவேன். ஸோ எல்லாமே இருக்கும் அதில். எல்லா உயிரினங்களும் பார்க்கலாம். எல்லாருமே அந்த இவரோட தபஸ் என்ன ஆகும், கங்கை வந்துட மாட்டாளான்னு காத்திருக்கிற மாதிரியான ஒரு இதுதான் அது இல்லையா, அந்த இது. ஸோ அது அதனால் இந்த நர்த்தன சரஸ்வதி கூட நிறையா பேர் கேட்குறாங்க. 11 பேர் கேட்குறாங்க இது வரைக்கும். இது இதெல்லாம் போன டிசம்பர் தான். இதுவும் சேர்ந்து டிசம்பர் ஃபுல்லாக போச்சு எனக்கு. மாற்றி காம்ப்ளெக்ஸ் பெருசாக இருந்ததுன்னா நான் 2 எடுத்துவேன். நிறைய நாள் போகட்டும். ஆனால் ஐ ஹாவ் சம்திங் டு ஸ்வாப் அண்ட் கீப் மை செல்ஃப் மோட்டிவேட்டட் ஒன்றுலேயே உட்காந்துருக்காம அப்படின்னு சொல்லி 2 எடுத்துட்டேன். ஸோ 2 காம்ப்ளெக்ஸ் பிக்காக சைஸும் இதுவும் பிக்காக இருந்தால் 2 அப்படி எடுத்தது. இது டிசம்பர் ஃபுல்லாக பச்சு.
எப்படி பேலன்ஸ் பண்ணுறீங்க உங்கள் ரைட்டிங்கும்
என்ன கேள்வி?
எது உங்களுக்கு இன்னும் ஜாய், எது உங்களுக்கு இன்னும் சந்தோஷத்தை கொடுக்குது?
2மே கொடுக்குறது. வரேன்னு சொன்னார்.
நான் ஃபோட்டோஸ்லாம் அனுப்பி வச்சிருக்கேன்.
ஓ எஸ். I'm leaving some whites.
You want to fill in another color?
Huh? No.
You fill with another color?
Light. Yes.
Is it also to make it have a distance?
Yeah, these are for distance. The white in the middle that I am leaving are for see through there is a light falling in between some of the branches.
Since there are 2 different sizes.
This one? Nearer when you these are distance. Far away. Behind the trees. Here is darker. Now I can add still darker. The whites are light, as she said. The whites are left for the trees getting some light. That's the idea of. I'm working on wet on wet. The paper is wet, my brush is wet. This is called wet on wet.
You get this.
Yeah, there. You can see the effect. Keep on developing this. There's no end to this. It's only these I'm adding more water to this. Why? Because it's only a shadow. No, this is only a reflection. It's why am I doing? Yeah, why am I doing?
So water.
Yes, reflection, the water goes. So I'm just, this is a very simple
Can you move a bit?
thing. How to,
It's okay.
this can go, on and on. I'm just showing one part of it. This a very good question, because many techniques I was I thought I'm discovering these months when I was doing watercolor. At one stage I took out some color with my painting, removing taking off pigment and all. Then I went and read about it. Oh, it's a technique that exists. It's not mine. I didn't discover. But that was a very amusing. It made me, very happy. Oh, it exists, and I'm learning myself. So, like you asked me, is this my own? No, nothing is my own. Of course, I'm learning myself. But whenever I find out, oh, this is possible, this I'm learning, I go and read up. It's there already. It's nothing my own. Since I'm
discover first yourself.
Yes, you're right.
So I feel your technique is
although the brush is big, but then.
Yeah. Just. Yeah.
But why is it you have a finer pen when you choose the big one?
Normally, you use bigger brush in the beginning, and this is my favorite brush. And out of the lot, these are all students' brush. I didn't even invest on a proper expensive brush. This is the only brush that I can say out of the lot is a little expensive. So it's a good brush, my favorite. And in the first stage of a painting, you use a bigger brush. When it is wet and the distance thing, when you're doing, you use a bigger brush. And see, when I'm developing there, even the reflection I'm doing. This one? This one? Yeah. This tip when it is wet. And it goes very well for especially wet water reflection. This is not definitely. This can be used for for example, if I need to draw a let's do one, maybe one petal of a leaf. I mean, petal of a flower. Just which one? Yeah.
The technique is different. This one?
Can I see? Can you tilt it for me? No. Floor. Can I see which one she means?
Which one?
Is that the one? That one is acrylic.
Oh, even this one?
Acrylic.
That's why that
sheen is there.
Yeah,
Nice?
that pattern. Yeah.
Different, yes. I love watercolor. Ice mountains, I have done 2 in watercolor. So, come let for our ice mountain. No, I like watercolor. You can do. Yes, I'll show you. I've done 2. 2 of them are there. So I've not drawn any, but I'm going to do a petal. A petal, and what you can do and how we can do. Or make it a leaf.
Do you
first.
always wet your paper, whatever you draw?
Most of the time,
and
yes.
also
Most of the time,
flower also.
That's the technique for watercolor. Watercolor paper has to be wet first. Wet on wet. That's what we'll do a leaf. So later I will come to a petal. So this is called
teacher never wet the
paper.
That's it because I can
Which kind of painting? Is it?
Okay.
Watercolor. Watercolor paper.
phones are coming.
Yeah.
Watercolor paper.
I don't know what sort of paper.
Any
but
paper,
it's
actually.
Any paper.
Any paper. Yes, we will know. Eventually we will.
This is watercolor paper.
This is watercolor paper.
Different.
This is a first wash for a leaf. Okay. What we do, when we do the first wash, we wait for it to dry first, a little dry. Then, meanwhile, I will do one. It will dry very fast. Watercolor paper dries fast. So, what I will do a petal this side, so that when it is wet, I will go back to the leaf. Oh my God.
So maybe you use watercolor.
Hmm?
You use watercolor.
Only watercolor. Acrylic only once in a while. I don't like acrylic much.
How about oil?
I've not yet started on oils. I'm yet to begin in oils.
So now you mainly do paper, not canvas or other.
I've done canvas for acrylic. Yes. Let me do one small petal. What we can do in a petal of a flower. This is the first wash. It is called first wash. It should be yes. No, it's yes. You can see it's a base. It's a first wash. It should be the lightest possible.
Then you add another layer.
Yes, it will come later. And now to go back to the leaf, this will be the second wash for the leaf.
So you will have layer.
That's how white watercolor is supposed to be done. This one, if we are going to go for the inner of the petal, inner side of the petal. What I did just now is I wet the paint to remove the brush mark. I'll take a brown for the depth. Take more brown. Take a smaller brush. Petal, something like this. So there's so much that you can explore and do. For example, this one, a little of this, the outer. more depth. And so it's endless. You can go on and on and on. And now let's do something for the leaf.
For the leaf, you always let it dry.
No, it's not yet fully dry, but we can still do. I'm just going to show simple. What we are going to do is we are going to leave the veins. We will leave the veins. Another will come, yes, with fine brush. That's how you should do. Watercolor is supposed to be done that way. Yeah, that's when we get the real feel of it.
This is expensive paper. Expensive.
It is. It is not like the price is not like regular.
So you buy the last sheets or you buy a
I
booklet?
I bought it from Art Friend 100 for my 100. There was one sale. In the sense there was some promotion, I think. So I bought 100. What's the time, Aruna?
Huh?
What's the time?
Time is
5:40.
5:45.
Because the NLB night.
Sorry?
The NLB, they will want to keep time. When I sit with all this, I will forget my time.
Too late. Time to eat.
So this can go on and on, you know. Yes, layers. It
What
goes.
inspired you to do your very first painting?
Sorry?
Your very first painting. What made you want to start?
I started with pencils.
Oh.
Started with pencils, no?
No, what made you want to start? The start, the spark that made you want to think of, I want to draw.
I
Your
wanted
very
to-
first piece.
I wanted to I wanted to find out if I really can do something, because I criticized one work. I thought,
She said in her
am I fit enough to criticize also? So I asked myself that question, and I just playfully that's the notebook.
And how did you feel about your first painting, your first drawing? Were you happy with it?
The output?
Yes.
I was not bothered about the output, but it brought joy in me. And
This is the first one?
Yes, exactly.
This is the first one?
Yes, this was the first one.
Okay.
These two.
No, just now you said meditation helped you, is it? How come? How did meditation help you to draw?
No. The process itself is meditative, I
Oh,
said.
I thought you did meditation.
No.
She
Oh,
saw
yeah.
somebody's picture. They were going to frame it. She felt, is it good enough to frame? She was criticizing.
Okay.
Then she thought, is she good enough herself to criticize someone's work? So she thought she'll do it herself first. And she started drawing first. So Jayanthi, these are all you looked at a flower and did it. Looking at a flower.
Yes.
Okay. Lovely.
This is lifting of color. You can lift color. Yeah? Lifting of colors. You can lift colors. This is one technique, and I thought it was my discovery, but it's there. It's
Wash
there.
technique.
Lifting of color. It's possible. So this can go on. You can with fine brush, with more pigment, you can add still more, those small veins. So that's a lot you can do.
That's why I'm so fascinated.
Oh,
Look at that.
Marilyn Monroe. Actually, you could have just carried on with black and white. So good.
So many people say that. Yeah.
Yeah. These are much better.
Not much scope beyond that level, no. At least, of course, I will do in the middle.
These are people who made them sit.
Which one? No.
Made them sit.
No, it's from a particular. This one is half done. Not yet done. Charcoal. I have not even started on logo. And eyes are also not yet completed. The Buddha is here. The Buddha will be very good for charcoal. This one is charcoal. This is good. These are good. The white charcoal on black. The eyes, white charcoal on black. Thank you for coming.
You mean the paper is this color?
Black is, paper is black and charcoal, white charcoal.
It's good.
Black pepper white charcoal. இது வந்து white paperல black charcoalum பண்ணிருக்காங்க.
Sorry.
அந்த முகம் எல்லாம் கூட பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Black paperல white charcoal. This was very interesting because there was a photograph a scene and the light was falling so much, none of the features of her face was visible to in the photo. Only the hand and her shoulder and the hair. I was so fascinated. I thought I'll do this black paper, white charcoal. And I love doing that one. It was from a photograph. Singer, yes, singer. Yes.